Good evening, I hope this link finds you well. I've just been looking at today's text, and it was Jesus that said, "Come to me, all you who are toiling and loaded down, I will refresh you." And that's Matthew 11:28. And then it goes on about the elders of the Jehovah's Witnesses, that the elders, they imitate Jesus by helping individuals in the congregation with problems, or it might be weaknesses. Maybe they can't give up smoking or something like that when they're new. For example, when I first started studying, I just ended a long time addiction. I've said this on a previous link, but I also smoked. And I didn't just smoke tobacco, but I smoked pot. Because basically I wasn't coping with life on life's terms. I was a very insecure individual. All my family more or less disowned me because of my addiction with drink. And I'd lost my son to death in 2000. So I was a very wounded individual. And a lot of that pain actually, it turned into anger, because I felt that I should have had people around to support me at that time, because it was the most critical time, tragic time of my life, and I'd never really experienced death before. My granddad had died, but I'd never been to a funeral or anything like that. And for your firstborn to die, no parent should see their child die, but I'd have experienced that, and in a way this is why I'm doing what I'm doing today, speaking into this link to people out there like yourself, but some might need, even you might need support in losing a loved one, and this is where I find a lot of my comfort from the scriptures. But also going back to this scripture, what Jesus said, to come to him, all you toiling and loaded down, and I will refresh you. Well, the elders, they do imitate Jesus, because they've helped me through so many things. And I first started studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. For many years, actually, for over 20 years I was studying on and off. And I never felt good enough, never felt good enough. And they never made me feel inadequate. It was just my own personal inadequacies. And they always sort of built me up, but then I would sort of run away because I felt I couldn't commit, because I didn't think I was good enough to for God. But I've learnt since, through scripture, which they've shown me, that God sees the heart. So if he sees the heart, he knows that I'm genuinely wanting to please him. So my imperfection, I'm obviously not taking it for granted. I'm trying to mould a new personality, but sometimes, as we all do, because of our imperfections, we get it wrong. So if he can see my heart, then he knows that I'm genuinely wanting to please him. But in order to genuinely want to please him, because of my old behaviour with drugs and drink and so on, and free will, I had to discipline myself, but I also had to be disciplined, moulded, because I had a lot of ego. Goodness knows why, because I had no reason to have ego, but I did. And it used to get in the way a lot, So they would go to the scriptures, the elders would, because I would go to them for help. And they would go to the scriptures, and they'd show me the scriptures, and they would do what Jesus would do, and that's help and support the individuals, and that's what they do. And in meetings, when they give talks, it's to encourage us all to live in this system of things, because we do get persecuted. You mentioned Jehovah's Witnesses, and we're called a cult, and we're called brainwashed, all the rest of this rubbish that these apostates spout. But going by this very scripture which we follow, "Come to me, all of you who are toiling down," the elders are there to support us. but they have to answer to God, and they follow Jesus. Jesus is our leader. So if Jesus, being a spirit person, is our leader, then Jehovah's Witnesses can't be a cult, because a cult takes human leaders, and we're not answerable to any human. We're all answerable to God. So that's the difference. So if there's any apostates listening, get your facts right. Anyway, I just wanted to, this is just a quick one today, because it's been a beautiful day here in England, and I've been out gardening and ministry, and this is the hour where I'm unwinding and just thinking about getting ready to go to bed. So I love you all, and take care of yourself, and whatever you do, be safe. Till the next link. Bye.